Hello, I'm Craig Bradley, the Executive Director of AO Lab, and it's time for our monthly update. And we're working on rebranding our website, so more to come on that next month as we work on uh, figuring out how to message the Seed Bible and the project that we're working on. That's an ongoing project for this month, so you'll see some small changes with our forward-facing website. But that's not what we're here to talk about. Let me show you something we've been cooking up. So here I have the option. I'm going to talk through what we're seeing on the screen later, but I'm just going to show this one thing off real quick. So here we have this option to create playlists for scripture, and those playlists could be lessons, videos, whatever. But how we also have the option here to generate a playlist. So I'm going to say, walk me through the Romans road. Let's just say that. Let's just leave it there. So I'm going to let it generate. It's using the system prompt and then this prompt to generate a playlist. And I'm not going to pause the video. Oh, there it goes. It's done. All right. Introduction. So it says we have introduction to Romans Road, all have sinned, penalty of sin, good news, salvation through faith, conclusion, and invitation. So I could edit this playlist. I could change it, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to save it exactly the way it is. And I'm going to hit play. And so now it's going to take me through a Romans Road journey. And if I hit next, it'll take me from one verse to the next, and it highlights the verses that are selected here. And this is a playlist I could, when everything is fully working here, text to a friend, and it would load up the scripture, and they could just experience it as they go through. All those sorts of things are a work in progress. There we go. Playlist ended. So now I can edit this playlist. If I wanted to, I could drag or rearrange things. I could delete items. I can add items. I could add Romans 10:9 in here, and I could just search and add that. There, it's been added at the bottom. Or I could start out with Romans 1:16, which is I'm not ashamed of the gospel. Throw that at the start. But I could also add links to articles, lessons, or video. And the AI currently is very bad at doing that, but let's just see what it does. Let's try this again. Walk me through the Romans road. Include links to helpful articles or videos. And let's generate. Here we are. Romans 3:5-18. And so now I'm just going to save. I'm going to hit play on this. And you can see, by the way, this little circle around the top that shows your progress through the playlist as you work through it. So here, I'm going to hit play. And now I'm starting in Romans 3, then 5, then 8. And now we have a video of some kind. That this one looks like it's unavailable. Might be a bad link. But it does work. And then another... And then this website's IP is no good, apparently. And then same story here, desiringgod.org isn't allowing us connection. I'm going to open up the link in a new tab, page not found. I think the AI is making up links. So we'll get all that sorted out. I'm not worried about being able to fix that. That'll be pretty easy to troubleshoot. This is something that basically we just kind of finished an initial version of just a day or two ago, and we'll be improving this a lot over the next few weeks. But just to add a video, just to show it off, here I just went to YouTube and I typed Romans Road. I'm just going to grab this video, and just to tell the story here, I'll say intro. Next, save this to playlist, and I'm just going to drag that intro video to the top, above the heading even. Let's save, and then if I were to hit play on this playlist, oops, I hit play on the wrong one. If I were to hit play on this playlist, then the very first video here, make sure the sound's not going, yep, the very first video here is what is the Romans Road to Salvation. So, I'm going to try and explain what the Seed Bible is and what it can do to people. And one of the ways I'm going to try to do that is to make playlists with videos of me walking people through what this is and how they can use it. And this is something that you could text, share, duplicate, or delete. So what have we been up to in the last month? Well, we've been mostly working on the core framework for the Seed Bible here. Let me show off some of our artwork too, since it's pretty fun. Here in Discord in the Art Talk channel, let's just watch this one that Salvatore made. We haven't added sound design to this, but the idea is like the logo of AO Lab, like the middle of the AO logo turns into the Seed Bible logo. And the Seed Bible is I'll replay that because it's just so fun. We'll add sound design to this soon. But basically, we're going to start communicating, hey, we are AO Lab, and our flagship product is the Seed Bible. That's what we're doing here. And what is the Seed Bible? I'm glad you asked. So if you're new, and I apologize if you are, because I just have been launching into stuff, but this is going to be a web framework for the Bible that any person, family, or ministry can use for any godly purpose. It's free use. It's MIT open source. It's a whole bunch of things. And the main touch points in the Seed Bible are the toolbar here. So this toolbar is where, I'll see if I can highlight that better. This toolbar at the bottom of the screen, this is where, I don't know why Loom is, I'm sorry, I'm using Loom to record this video and it's messing up the bottom for some reason. But anyway, this little toolbar down here, that's kind of like your Windows toolbar or your Mac toolbar. You can make, we're going to make a bunch of tools and put them down there, but you can customize it however you want. And you can change what tabs or what portions of scripture you're in based upon where you're at in the Bible and based upon what tools you're using. And you can even change the theme. I think, yeah, this is not the latest version. Let me go pull that up real quick. All right, so here we are on the latest version. So here we have a bunch of settings that we can change. I'll just change the text, for example, just to make this stand out. I don't think you'd really want to change the text to be bright red and change the font in this way. This is not actually a good idea, but just to show kind of what can be done. So here I've got these text settings here, and I'm in this space, which these three little icons, again, my little Loom controls are messing up, but these three icons down here where my mouse is pointing, those three little icons, those are three different spaces that you can use to configure the Bible however you want. And turn my light down here. And you can configure the theme, the text settings, the toolbar, and then you can hop between those configurations in these different spaces and save what tabs you have, and they will all persist. So here, if I hop between this space to this new space, I can have different settings. I can have even different windowed settings where maybe I have certain tools in certain windows and certain tabs over here. And then I could hop into a new space and do it all over again. Why this matters and why this is great is because this allows us to configure the Bible on a use case specific need for users so that you can have whatever experience you want in the Bible when you want to have it, and you'll be able to configure many different spaces however you like. So for example, if you want to have a space devoted just to reading the Bible with no distractions, you can remove, something's happening there, sorry. You can remove man, Loom's messing up for me today. Anyway, you can remove a bunch of different icons from the toolbar down here. You can configure the reading and the settings and the margins just how you want, all sorts of things. But if you want to translate the Bible, maybe you want one translation on the left and a target translation on the right that you're working on over time, or you want to bring in certain tools for that. Or perhaps you want to discover new content and you want to use certain AI services that we'll be integrating soon to show that off. Those are all different ways you can use the scriptures, and people will be able to create and share different modes called spaces of scripture use, just like people will be able to create and share playlists like you saw me make earlier with AI or manually. And so this is about a web framework that's extensible, customizable, modifiable, and free use for anyone. So it's taken us a long time to get this to the point where we're going to be in early access, but on our current trajectory, I'm anticipating we will be in early access next month. question mark. And if you want to try it right now, then hop into our Discord, because those links are valid and they've always been there. And if ever you've been like, man, I want to try this out, then my friend, you are missing out, because you always could. We build everything live in Discord, and you can see the progress. You can hop in, you can provide, you can converse, you can provide insights, whatever it is you want to help us with. It's all happening in public in Discord. And if you want to find the link to our Discord, you can just head to the bottom of helloao.org. Speaking of the bottom of helloao.org, so here we have the Discord channel, but I've also modified the donate button. This probably won't affect you, but we're switching over to better.giving for our donation, or we're experimenting with that so that we can take crypto and other donations, and it's just a great tool. We were using GiveButter and a different tool, GiveSendGo, and those other accounts are still active, but I just am trying to solidify or centralize our donations here, and they've just provided a better tool suite for us here at Better Giving. So that's what we're doing. If you want to make a donation, that'd be greatly appreciated. I am in the process of trying to tell the story of what the Seed Bible is and what it can do to partners to gain more support, and we'll be building marketing materials to tell this story so much better over the next few weeks, however long that process takes. And I'm hoping by the time I get around to giving this monthly update next month, I'll have a lot more to show you, because the story of what this product can do is a big story to tell, and I want to try to figure out how do we break that down into pieces to give to the right audience. And so, transparently and candidly, I'm working on messaging workflows right now, and this is what that looks like. Is I'm working on one messaging for the general audience, another messaging for ministry partners, developers, translators, and a whole host of other things. And I'm trying to work on marketing copy and resources for all that stuff. I'm just going to hit some of the highlights here, and then in the coming months and weeks, I'd be happy to clarify any questions that you may have if I haven't answered them. If you do want to get in touch with me in the meantime, then you can just email me. My email is Craig, CRAIG, at helloao.org. So helloao.org. There's my email, Craig at helloao.org. Go ahead and get in touch. I'd be happy to chat. We are soon, this month, going to integrate 2 AI services, Apologist project with our good friend of the ministry, Jake, over there, and their team. They've been working on a wonderful API to allow us to bring in Christian resources and AI agents to help answer questions. And so initially, we're going to do some test integrations to bring that right into the Bible so that you can get answers to biblical questions or biblical objections to perhaps tough passages or things like that. You can have those you can have that AI service right here in Scripture alongside the Bible. We're also going to do a test integration of Topos, which is a content solution for churches and ministries, just to experiment with different AI services. In the future, we can build and launch our own AI services if we wish to. Our web framework is completely AI agnostic, and so what I mean by that is that anything on the web that you can link to, use an API with, or webhook to, we can integrate it into our platform, and it can be right here alongside Scripture. Our goal is not to make content. Our goal is not even to make AI services. Our goal is just to utilize everything that's out there and bring it to you so you can do something with it. So that's the update. Things are coming along rapidly, and we have a lot of cleanup, a lot of bug fixing we need to do, but the core framework is getting to a point where it's going to be usable and it's demoable. And we even built out an awesome pipeline where our partners at E10 can use our framework here to load up a custom translation of the Bible. So E10 is every tribe, every nation, if you didn't know. And we work with them on some fun projects. And one of the projects that we're working with them on is the ability for anyone to create and then publish a new Bible translation with a single click. And right now, it's easy for translators to, well, it's not easy, but once a translator goes through the process of making a new Bible translation, you have that, but how do you share that with someone? It's kind of like water without a bucket is what I like to say. And the answer is through their tools, you can just click and publish that Bible via a URL and just load it in here. And that's going to be something that it will be easy for anyone to publish and share a new translation by texting someone a link. That's going to be a feature set that will be revealing more on later in the year as we mature those tools. So this framework is designed to do a whole host of things. And I'm going to talk about, and this is kind of dangerous because this is not something I can demonstrate yet. This is very speculative. But I'm going to talk about what I think we can get to in the next few months, what I'm hoping we'll get to. And then if you are a developer and you want to get involved, please reach out. If you're a ministry partner and you have questions as to how can we partner, please reach out. And if you're a translator, then I'm hoping we'll have tools for you in the next few months, working as fast as we can to get you some powerful tools. Could be a lot sooner than that. Where I want to go, though, is integrating TipTap into our framework. And so what that would do if we can pull that off is that, and this is, we're speaking into the future now, that would give us rich text editing. So by rich text editing here, you can see, I mean, like, think like a Google Doc. So you can edit the Bible right there. And why that would be very useful is so that translators could create new translations on the fly. Or the other major use case there is many people want to lay out the Bible differently, to highlight visual structure, to use it in a lesson where you might want to break it apart and show these things here or there. And having that ability to space, to highlight, to format text however you like, and to share that, that can be very, very powerful. My goal here will be to use probably TipTap to do collaborative documents and rich text formatting, and then use AI to use TipTap to enable rich text formatting, and then use AI to auto-generate the formatting of a Bible translation. So what that would mean is that if we can pull that whole pipeline off, we would have a web framework that anyone can use to, that translators specifically can use to publish raw text and have AI-generated formatting for that text, and with a single link, share that with the world. If we can get that pipeline I've just described working, and I think we can do that, it's going to take some experimentation to get there, but if we can do that, that's going to be a world first, and it's going to reduce the cost and the speed of translation by a large factor, because translators won't have to worry about formatting. They'll have instant distribution, and we'll also build tools to let translators share a link to a Bible translation that's in progress for other translations to work on, other translators to work on, and let a team or a community all collaborate on that in real time. And then the results are instantly live and globally available when it's ready. So, and then if we want to, and I'm encouraging translators, if you have a new translation, all of that can be found in, if people give it to us, our free use Bible API. So if you didn't know, we made the free use Bible API because after years of lovingly harassing the Berean Standard Bible team, they released their translation into the public domain. I was a big part of that process. And they gave us, AO Lab, our nonprofit, they gave us an exclusive right to use the Berean Bible, but that wasn't enough. I said, hey, I'm glad that we have a right to it, but this should be a right that everyone has access to. They eventually did that, and they released their translation into the public domain, which was a huge gift to the world. And then we made the API for the Berean Standard Bible, and then we turned that API into the Free Use Bible API that now has over 1,000 different Bible translations. And so the goal here for me is to get developers using our framework, the Seed Bible, or using our partners at E10, Codex, and other people using their tools. As long as the gospel's moving forward, we're happy. Use tools to make new Bible translations, send those Bible translations into our API so other developers can have access to including those translations in other apps or programs or tools or whatever. And then we'll also use those translations in the Seed Bible. In the Seed Bible here, everything you see is coming from the API that we built. And what that means is that all the text here that you see on the screen in front of you, it's loaded from our API when you navigate to that chapter. So here, if I navigate to new chapters, we don't load the entire Bible all at once. We only load the chapters that you need as you're visiting, and then maybe the chapters around you to speed up that process. So that service is what our API does, among other things, and that makes the Bible so much easier to read, because otherwise, if we didn't have that service, you'd have to wait a long time for everything to load just to even use the Bible. So we have many tools that we're working on. I hope this tells the story a little bit as some of the things that we're doing. I should show off some of the fun things we're working on too, on the 3D side of things. So here we have our 3D environment. This is a full game engine for making interactive experiences, but also for visualizing the Bible in lots of helpful ways. And this has been something we've been working on for quite some time as a framework to help people see the structure of the scriptures, to help teachers talk about books in relation to each other, but also to load in 3D assets. In the future, we'll have things like the tabernacle and other assets that we build over time. You need to have a 3D environment to show 3D concepts and to do it well. And so we have a whole game engine environment to do just that. But one of the things we've actually been working on the side is the ability to visualize playlists. So at the beginning of this video, I showed a playlist that was AI generated, but what if you want to visualize that playlist or turn it into a reading plan, which you can do, by the way. I didn't demonstrate that, but we have that working as well. Too many things to show off. But maybe you want to visualize a playlist in 3D space, and so that's what this tool is some early experiments to do. So here I can show the paths the playlist takes if I want to, and I can navigate between the different items in the playlist. You can see things in 3D. So here there's 4 different playlist items in Genesis chapter 1, and then it's navigating around. There's lots of other improvements we'll have to make. This is kind of a visualization test. But the goal here is to figure out what are different ways we can visualize journeys through the Bible or paths that users make or that people go on themselves. And we also have a whole bunch happening on the map side of things too that are we have fun projects in motion to help people experience the land of Israel in context. There's so many things we can do, and we have so much opportunity. It's a real challenge. It's a real challenge, but it's a good problem to have. We have too many things we can do. So that's kind of the high level view of what we're up to. We are laser focused in the short term on just getting this core framework as good as we can possibly get it. We want to integrate some of our AI services from partners that have built capability there. And then we want to make it easy for people to build and share playlists, as I've just demonstrated in this video, to give people ways to share the scripture with others that might need it. And that could include a lesson teaching plan, a reading plan, anything along those lines. We're also at the same time building translation pipelines and tools on the back end. We're improving our services and our infrastructure, and we're gearing up for a initial marketing test to tell the story of what the Seed Bible is, what it can do, and to try and message that so that these monthly updates aren't my sole attempt to tell the story, because it's too much to put into a single monthly update. We need to get a new website done. We need to get a new web presence. Financially, we could definitely use support. There's a lot more that we could do with more funds. And so I'm trying to have more conversations. I'm going to be on the Unreached People groups, the Unreached, what is it? Dustin Elliott's podcast, Unreached. Here it is. I'm going to be on the Unreached podcast later this month. And when I will share that that link around in Discord and other places too. And I'll be connecting with anyone else that can help me tell the story. If you or your ministry have any kind of podcast or community that I could speak to tell the story of what we're doing, that would be fantastic. We're looking for new ways to tell the story. We're looking for ways to gain funding and connect with other ministry partners and kind of expand our reach. But if that doesn't happen in the short term, that's okay, because our product is improving year after year, day after day, and we know that it's just going to keep getting better and better. So I'm just kind of going to be making efforts and trusting God for the rest, because at the end of the day, that's all we can do. If you didn't know, and if it wasn't clear, everything we're making here is 100% open source, MIT license, and free use, and we won't be monetizing the Bible or anything along those lines. We won't be having ads or distractions in here. Our goal is just to make a extremely high quality, polished, simple Bible experience, but also rich Bible experience filled with tools to help people accomplish certain objectives and to discover what are the things that we can do that are going to have the greatest impact for global Christianity, and then work on those experiences and those tools. That's our goal. That's what we're up to. I hope this has been a helpful update. Check helloao.org for updates in the future, wherever you're at, and maybe something new has happened. And thank you for watching, and God bless.